the K on to really tell you how she did it. But I want you to follow this mindset. If you're a hairdresser out there, if you are a barber, beautician, if you are a nail tech, if you are just a sales rep in the industry, or if you know anybody that does anything that has to do with the beauty industry, guys, we want you to get them on this call. We want to show them another way, a way to enhance, a way to use this as a springboard to other things that you have to do in life. Because just like one of my friends' mother used to always say, all it takes is some money, right? All it takes is some money. So we're going to show you a way to get some more of that money. So I call this presentation Cutting Up on the Charts. See, when we look at ourselves today as hairdressers, right, we know that it's a new way of life. I don't have to tell you what's going on in the world right now. You know, you see it on TV all the time, every day. And it's made all of us take pause and start taking inventory and start thinking long term about what if, what can we do, what happens if, right? We've had to do that. All of us have, regardless of the profession, but particularly us, because of the nature of what's going on. We have to walk around wearing masks right now, right? Even our clients have to wear masks. We didn't go to school to learn how to do somebody's hair with a mask on, right? See, here in your salons, blow drying hair, and your client's hair is wet or what have you not, you gotta be careful of that mask. Try not to brush or comb the mask off of their face or his face or whatever. It is another issue to have to deal with, right? Or maybe your business is not as it used to be. Maybe you can't see all the clients that you used to see in your salon because the social distancing right now, right? Or maybe, because of the nature of how many people work with you in your salon, you can't see as many clients, right? Or you're used to seeing 10, 11, 15 people a day, and you can't do that anymore, right? So business is not as it used to be. Or maybe you're one of those stylists that doesn't want to be styling hair until you're 99 years old, like Miss Forex, right? The actual person, they did an whole expose about her on CNN. She is 99 years old and she is still combing hair. Now that's not to put her down. That's what she wants to do. And thank God, God let her live this long to be able to still enjoy doing hair, right? But let's just think about that, guys. Some of us are not going to have any choice but to continue to do hair because we didn't plan out our future. We still have bills to pay. We still have a mortgage. We still have a car note. We still have to be able to earn a living. And what we do is how we earn a living, right? Right. So for me, that wakes me up at night. That makes me say, Kevin, you got to get up and go do it. And make sure that you plan and put away for your future, right? And so I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about mindset and understanding. And so this is what I had to understand years ago. I had to understand this guy right here, his name is Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you can put your phone on mute, that'd be great. Thank you. I don't know who that was. But I'm saying to you guys, Robert Kiyosaki wrote a great book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And Rich Dad Poor Dad changed my financial outlook and changed my perspective and how I saw what I was doing and how I was making money. See, guys, hold it, unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Shantae, unmute me.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? Yes. All right. Okay, great. All right. So, guys, like I was saying, I don't know what you picked up, but I'm showing you this on the screen now. This is Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is a author that wrote a book. He's a financial guru called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I want to talk to you about mindset as a profession, right? We are professional hairdressers. And when I read his books and really started understanding what he was trying to tell me about what I am and what I do, it changed me financially. It changed my mindset. And I want to share this with you. Some of you already know about Robert Kiyosaki. And he talked about, who we are. We can fall in one of four categories. And his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, changed my life when it came to understanding that those categories that we fall in and how we think about making money. He wrote another book called Cash Flow Quadrant. Cash Flow Quadrant was the second book. So I encourage you to read Rich Dad Poor Dad and then Cash Flow Quadrant. It'll change your life. But in Cash Flow Quadrant, he talked about being if you were a professional and worked on a job, you're an employee. You have a job, right? He said that if you were self-employed, like us as hairdressers, you own your own job. And then he said on the right side of that quadrant, if you own the business, you own the system. So some of you are salon owners and you've taken the time to develop a system. So that way, as you are combing hair, you can have other chairs in your salon also having stylists there making money. And you get a percentage of whatever they do. They pay you booth rent, or you have them on commission, or you pay them as an hourly employee. Whatever it is, you have a system, right? You own a system, right? And then finally, he talked about you can be an investor. That's where you have your money working for you instead of about this cash flow quadrant. He's talked about that if you're on the left side of this cash flow quadrant, he said that that is 90% of the people, but they only own 10% of the wealth. So that means if you're an employee or a self-employed, you are one of those 90% of the people that only own 10% of the wealth. See, if you own a job, I'm sorry, if you have a job, you have to realize people never get wealthy owning a job because a job only pays the position. They don't pay how good of an employee you are. Like he says in one of his books, why would you, in order to get a $20,000 raise, go and get another degree that costs you $60,000? Think about that. Some of you won't get that after I get off this call today, right? And then if you're self-employed, think about it. You're only as good as your last client. So if you get sick, or if you break a hand, or if you break a leg or something, what happens to your income, right? But then he says on the right side of that quadrant, 10% of the people own 90% of the wealth. 10% only own 90% of the wealth in the world. And those people are business owners and they're investors. Okay? They own a business system and they have the money they make, they become investors and they use that money to make their money, right? Their money works for them, right? So think about your people that own a McDonald's franchise, right? McDonald's sends them to Hamburger University. They just can't go flip burgers like they want to flip them. They have to develop the McDonald's way, the McDonald's system. And some of you as hairdressers, you have a system that you teach your assistants, right? You own that business, and then your assistants go on and they get a chair, right? And you start earning a percentage of them. That's a business, right? And you make money from that, right? So we're here to show you how the money that you're making as a professional in this beauty industry is great. You're on the right side of that cash flow project that he said, right? But how do you then turn around and make your money make you? That's what the ultimate question is, and I had to ask myself, and others like you are asking yourself, right? And so we want to introduce you to something that's called the foreign exchange. Welcome to FRX, as we call it. So you might ask yourself, what is Forex? Forex is the largest market in the world. You heard of the stock market, right? Well, Forex is actually foreign exchange. If you ever went to another country, and let's say you went to Great Britain or to London or what have you, and they used the British pound. So when you got over there, you had to exchange your dollars for British pounds, right? And that exchange rate, someone made money off of you when you exchanged your money, and maybe vice versa when you came back. So I'm saying to you guys that this is what we're telling people and helping you how to participate in that same foreign exchange market. See, when we talk about foreign exchange, we talk about it being the largest market in the world with a daily turnover of over $5 trillion. It's actually way more than $5 trillion now, right? This is where we are trading those currencies all over the world. Think about all the countries that have their own currencies. You can participate in them. Let me put it to you in a different way. When you put your money in the bank, you know what the bank does with your money at night? They go make money off of your money, right? What they do is they participate in a foreign exchange market. They take your money overnight, they put it into the market, they make money off of it, they put your money back in your account, and they keep the money they made off your money. Go figure. So here's a way to participate in that same foreign exchange like the banks. And we're here to show you how. And we can show you how to do this by participating in the largest market in the world simply on your telephone. These cell phones that we have, they're just like major laptop computers right now, right? We can do anything on our laptops, right? And so now you can do it on your phone. And now we're going to simply show you how to make money and participate in the largest market in the world through your phone. right there at your salon, right in between clients, right? You can do that, just like I've done, right? Or you can do it on your laptop, whatever is easier for you. This is Christopher Terry. He is the founder and chief executive officer of the company, right? He's built this trading education platform for us to learn from, right? So it's just like having an instructor, just like going to back to hair school where you had an instructor, right? And that instructor taught you. Well, we do the same thing over here, teach you how to participate in that largest industry in the world and help you make money, help you have the ability to make money through the IM Mastery Academy, guys. And you can master learning how to trade foreign exchange, right? And it's simplified. We simplify this. And this is something that you're used to. Remember I told you about the cash flow quadrant, and I told you about Robert Kiyosaki saying that if you're an employee, you own your job. If you're self-employed, you own your own job. If you're a business owner, you own a system. And if you are an investor, you have your dollars working for you. Well, some of us have been in some of those categories all through our career. But how many of us can say we've been able to hit that fourth quadrant and have our money work for us, right? So that we become one of the 10% of the people that own 90% of the wealth, the right side of that cash flow quadrant, right? Well, here with the foreign exchange market and the IM Mastery Academy, we show you how to become your own investor, to make your money work for you, right? See, our goal is to teach you the skill set on how to become successful in the Forex market, right? Something that you're already used to. Because see, when you went to hair school or the cosmetology school or the barber college, you had to be disciplined. You had to have a disciplined mindset to go to school every day to get your hours, right? The same thing here. You have to have a plan, right? What would you want to do? You know, how are you going to be able to finish school? And what would you going to do to get a clientele built, right? You have to have a plan, right? You have to execute that plan, right? Same thing over here. And you have to be consistent because it's one thing to have a client. It's another thing to get a client to repeat coming back to you over and over again. They come because you're consistent. They like what you do, right? You learn that skill set well, right? Same thing over here. Okay, it's the same thing. So I'm showing you something that is no different than we as beauty professionals are already doing anyway, right? See, over here, we also teach you how to earn while you learn. You earn while you learn. And this is a program that was developed by our mentor that introduced us on this call, Dr. Kathy Kirkland. And I know, Dr. Kirkland, you have to get off this call really quick. So if you're still on with me, I want to bring you in. And I want you to just share with them your story and how that you've been able to develop a system that they can earn while they learn. Dr. Kirkland, you still with me on the call?
Yes, I am still here. I can't unmute my video for some reason. I don't know what's happening with it. But guys, thank you so much for inviting me to the call. I really appreciate it. Kevin is a mastermind at this. He is a master barber, stylist, all of that. I want to talk to you about when I employed my first $40 in this market. I joined the company back in 2016, I believe, and I used to be a real estate agent. When the real estate market crashed, my whole world crashed right along with it, including my 401k. So during that time, I had 4 kids in college, a 4-year-old and a husband who just retired out of the military, and we were living on a half a check. So the struggle was real. I got a phone call from a good friend of mine, Dr. Jewel Tankard, and she invited me to go to Dallas because she said we were going to go back to school and we were going to earn money while we learn. Well, needless to say, I had all my degrees. I did everything I was told. I went to school to get a good job, and to buy a house, things like that. I did everything I was told. But my job did not make me rich. It did not make me wealthy. It only made me comfortable. And when the real estate market crashed, Warren Buffett said, if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you'll work until you die. And that became a reality because we had to go back to work. I couldn't even afford a meal plan during that time to feed my kids that was in college. You'll hear from them later on this week. And the struggle was really bad. I couldn't afford to buy school clothes for my 4-year-old who's in pre-K. And, kids are brutally honest. They was picking at her and everything because the pants was too short or too tight and things like that. And my husband had to go back to work after working in the military for 25 years. We were living on a half a check. So When I was introduced to this platform, I was surrounded by millionaires, multimillionaires, and even a billionaire at the time. And during that time, rich people do a whole lot of talking, but wealthy people whisper. They was whispering some knowledge in my ear on that day. And I took heed to it. And they were showing me how they made money while they slept. And this was one of the biggest financial markets that I have ever heard of. And the only thing that has withstood every economic crisis since the days of Joseph. Now, I am a co-pastor of a church. I've been co-pastoring for about 11 years this year, and been evangelizing for over 30. And so when I realized that this was a part of the wealth transfer, I came back home and went back to my circle. We tend to go back to our circle to make sure that our friends have more than enough, because Dr. Jewel made sure that I had more than enough, and Tamara and Lawrence Young made sure that I had more than enough. And so I went back and I was telling my friends about it, and they was like, no, you need to get a job. That's a scam. And so little to, my own knowledge, I was discouraged because I went to go ask advice from the people who were in the same boat that I was in, and was asking them, how should I invest my money, and telling them, hey, I just heard from these wealthy people. They were saying we need to enter into foreign trade. That was the one thing that we did not do. We did everything else, but we did not invest our money in the Forex market. So I was discouraged. I came home and I began to pray about it. And I was like, God, I'm about to be, my house is about to be foreclosed on. I lost all of my rental properties. I lost my property management company. I lost all of it. And I became a squatter in my own house. And the only reason why I did that is because I knew the real estate laws. And eventually that was going to run out for me. I was just trying to buy me some grace and some mercy so I could figure it out. And so I began to pray about it. And God gave me this. He gave me Ecclesiastes 11:1. The Good News Translation states that it's good to enter into foreign trade because you never know what bad luck this world is going to give you, that you need a minimum of 7 streams of income in order to survive, not 7 jobs. And I just paraphrased that whole chapter 11. And when I realized then that this was not a scam, that we were in a man-made company with a God-written skill set, I couldn't lose. And so I got in with my first $40, and the rest is history. It changed my whole tax bracket. Shout out to compliance. I love you guys. It changed my whole tax bracket. It changed my whole life. And I have never worked for money again. Money works for me. And not only that, it has been able to set us financially free. This is the first time that I can say that the economy do not dictate to my house how we live. So again, not knowing how to read the charts, if you know your colors and you know your alphabet from A, B, C, and D, you can trade. Even my 3-year-old grandkids, if they see that red line go up, they be like, buy, Nana, buy. It's time to buy. And if they see that red line go down, it's time to sell. So this company has been able to help me create generational wealth like no other. So I went to college debt-free, graduated 33 years later with a PhD because I kept going to school to get a good job to get out of debt. Graduated 33 years later in so much debt. This is the only college that I have enrolled in debt, and am now debt-free. So my name is Dr. Kathy Kirkland. Get back with the person that invited you to this call. Thank you so much, Kevin. My hairdresser will be on the next call. She took 3 figures and made 5 when she had to shut her shop down for 30 days. I'm telling you, this thing is real. So visit, get back with the person that invited you to the call. Thank you so much, Kevin, for having me on. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Dr. K. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up because I know Dr. K has to go and she has to get on another call. She's busy. She took the time to get on the call with us. So, I just want to reiterate something. Just give me just about another 3 or 4 minutes and then it'll be done. And I just want to reiterate something to you guys. She developed a system based on what she was able to do. She developed a duplicatable system, right? And she developed that system to allow you to learn while you earn. And see, with the I Am Academy, you can get live mentorship. Just like you get mentored in the beauty industry, right, or the barbershop or in the hair salon, right? Where it's designed around your busy life and your schedule. And if you can copy and paste on your phone, even if you can't, we can show you how to do it in like 5 seconds. Trust me, it's not that difficult, right? Y'all spend all that money on those nice phones, and you know it does come with the ability to copy and paste. So you got to learn the features on your phone. If you can copy and paste, you can earn money in this business. This is simple. She sends out signals, daily signals. Leverage legacy alerts. And these signals, and I know this doesn't mean anything to you right now, but it will quickly. Just like I always say, I may not know much, but I know how to count, right? I know how to count money, and I can certainly learn real quick when I see money coming at me, how to get it, right? And so she sends out signals. She has a 90 to 94%